see Summer. Hi. Feel free to share your screen, and looking forward to see how you can kind of inspire us in the next 15 minutes.
Cool, thank you. Hey guys, my name is Z. My real name is Zia Carstens. So I really only started my work as a freelancer in 2020 in lockdown. I always sort of worked for corporate companies and did lots of banners, advertising, marketing campaigns, that sort of stuff. And I really just did it to pay the bills, but it was quite soul destroying. So in my spare time, I would sort of, or in between jobs, or while I'd wait for feedback, I'd sort of keep myself busy and draw, or just, yeah, I got quite comfortable with drawing in Illustrator. So I started my journey as an illustrator, I suppose, by doing quite a lot of abstract shapes. So this is the sort of stuff that I started with. I never really thought that I would be working for myself while I was doing this stuff. It was sort of just a way for me to express myself creatively, or sort of meditate during jobs, or in between feedback from clients. And then eventually I started putting these up on a website as prints to sell, and they actually started selling, which surprised me quite a bit. And then in 2020, well, I suppose I started getting quite a bit of freelance work when I started posting this sort of stuff on my Instagram, and when I created my website. And yeah, I started getting some more freelance work. And in 2020, I started working for myself completely. And it's been a really interesting journey since then, as I've been doing a whole bunch of different things. I get bored quite quickly and easily. So it's been really fun throwing myself into projects that I don't really know much about, or I mean, yeah, I've learned so much in the last 2 years, and I continue to learn a lot. So it's been really, really rewarding. So these are all just sort of abstract illustrations that I started doing. And then I bought myself an iPad, I think in 2021. So that sort of took my digital illustration to another level, as I could start using pastels and pencils and paint and all that sort of stuff. And I really, really enjoy it, because I think, coming from a digital background, we are so used to controlling our work. So if we make a mistake, can quickly Control Z and just go back and redo something. So it's been really great being able to sit and draw and paint from wherever without having to spend crazy amounts on paint or getting everything dirty. So the iPad has been really, really great for me. So these are all images of a Cape Town series I did. So they are all just sort of very prominent, recognizable places in Cape Town. So these sold quite well here. I think people attach memories to these places, so they're quite sentimental about some of the places. Then, yeah, I've been playing around with lots of different styles. I guess changing medium from a mouse to an iPad has been interesting, because you get to explore new styles that you couldn't when you're working on Illustrator with your mouse. So it's been really fun trying to find new styles. These were done with paints. and pencils and stuff on Procreate. But yeah, it's super therapeutic, and yeah, I've really, really, really gotten comfortable with my iPad over the last 2 years. These are more sort of fun floral sort of vases that I did at the beginning of spring. So that was quite fun. This was a commission I did for a client in colored pencil digitally, and he wanted a print. So I think he immigrated and he sort of wanted something to remember Cape Town by. Okay, packaging. So I've been doing quite a bit of branding for clients, and I'd say this is my favorite part of my job. It's so satisfying walking into a place and seeing your packaging on the shelves. So this was these were cans for kombucha that I did. They are really lovely clients. It's a small team. It's all locally produced here in Cape Town. So I just wanted it to be very, very bold, almost like less is more. But I think, as you guys can see, I'm quite obsessed with my use of color. So I just sort of wanted the color to be the main part of the can. This was for a company called Honest Chocolate. They make really, really good chocolate here in Cape Town, and these were box designs that I created for some of their products in 2021. So this was a new range they brought out, and this was delicious. It's an almond chocolate spread. This was just a little project that I did for myself. This wasn't for a client. I was just playing with little patterns and shapes and colors, and I actually did this range for myself as a little project, and I posted it, and then through that I had Culture Lab Kombucha contact me asking me to do their cans. So yeah, it's sometimes quite nice being able to sort of manifest the type of work that you want to get by just doing it for yourself and then posting it. And yeah, I mean, something really great came from that. So that was quite cool. This was a bottle design I did for a client. This was a scarf design that I illustrated for a company called Butte. So there is a place in Cape Town called the V&A Waterfront, and they contacted me towards the end of 2021, and it was sort of when people were just starting to come out after lockdown, and after that super depressing time, and they wanted to splash color all over their shop fronts and stuff outside over summer, so that people could walk on a catwalk and post selfies and take their kids there, and they just wanted to create quite a happy, colorful environment for people over the festive season. So I designed all these. I mean, there was a brief as well, but all these shops that closed down due to COVID, they printed vinyls and wanted to stick them all along those super depressing empty shops. And then they built this really cool catwalk, which went quite viral here. There were so many people walking on it every day and rollerblading on it and posting pictures on it. And I really enjoyed seeing people enjoy enjoy my purpose of work I think the purpose with this job was mainly for younger people and just to let people feel happy and joy. So this was a cool project. There were also lots of big vinyl stickers stuck to the ground of flowers, and it was just a very happy project. And that was the magazine cover. Merchandise. So I also sell t-shirts every now and then of some of the illustration work I do. This is probably the most popular t-shirt that I sell. It's an Afrikaans saying, which sort of means that you just need to keep on going. Like no matter how bad things or difficult things get, you just have to keep on pushing forward, pretty much. It's quite hard to directly translate it, I guess. These were scarves that I did. T-shirts of chairs. I'm quite obsessed with chairs. I really, really love beautiful chair designs. Well, like lots of beautiful furniture, I suppose. This was actually for a client. Another scarf design. Pattern. So a lot of my work recently is very focused on creating patterns. I find it very, very, very soothing to sit with shapes and play with shapes and see how shapes interact with one another once you put them on top of each other, or like flip them, or just the interaction between shapes. So these are a couple of my patterns in a few different colorways, and I have recently decided to sort of launch different sets of patterns in different colorways and to sell material. I found a really, really great printer here in Cape Town who can print on beautiful natural fabric and material. So I often get clients asking whether they could have like a dress designed or a top designed. So I think this will be an easier way, as I wouldn't need to actually make the clothing. I just sell the fabric in my patterns. So these are a few of the latest ones that I'm working on currently, just in a few different colorways. My partner, we're actually in the process of making him a suit with one of these. So that's going to be quite fun. Just some different colorways. And I think this was in 2000 and at the beginning of 2000 and the beginning of 2021. So there's a place called the Dive Motel in America, and the people that built that place and sort of put that place together and themed it, they got hold of me and started this incredible project where they were building a bowling alley in Nashville, Tennessee, and it was all 60s themed. So they wanted to use one of my patterns and print it as a carpet. So I haven't been there myself, and I didn't realize how huge this carpet would be, but these were some of the pictures that they sent me while they were putting it together. So that carpet on the floor is my pattern, which is pretty crazy. I have to go visit it and see it in the flesh, but it's super incredible seeing your work on such a big scale. So this was a brand that I worked with last year called Maylee. It's a local Cape Town based brand who make women's clothing, and they wanted to do a collab with this pattern that I created and create a little capsule, like a Z Summermaily capsule. So we did this bucket hat and these t-shirts. So I just sort of distorted that pattern for the t-shirts, but we played around with that little flower icon emblem through everything. And then we also created this little mesh top, the pattern. And these were just some of the pics from the campaign. So as you can see, it's quite hard when someone asks me what I do, because I suppose when you say I'm a designer, most people think of logos or websites, but I guess that's the beautiful thing about being an artist or a designer. It's so broad, and every project is different, and it's been so exciting seeing my patterns in so many different sort of places. These were daily affirmation cards. So a client approached me and he wanted to make these daily affirmation cards for rehab clinics. So you draw a card every day and it has a few beautiful words. And yeah, he said that it's really, really changed things in rehab. So I think there were 90 cards, which I had to design. So the pack was called Serenity Now, and then each card had a different icon and different words at the front and the back. So this was quite a moving project, as it's actually helping people in rehab, which has been really, really great.
Lee, question for you, and
yes.
Please keep clicking. Conscious of asking you a question to engage and thinking. These are great work, by the way. I mean, there's this you're sort of balancing between, and you've mentioned it, art and design.
Yes.
Clearly from that early iPad work, and your background is very artistic. You can actually create artwork, and then your more graphical design work. Do you have a passion for either or? Has one led to the other, or you still sort of like, toggle between both?
So that's an interesting question. Art was my favorite subject as a kid in school, and I wanted to study fine arts after school, but I suppose with the whole technology boom, I thought it would be safer to study something like graphic design. I thought it would be easier to find a job than to be a struggling fine artist. But I mean, the way I approach my work, I'd say, is more in line with an artist. When clients come to me, they don't come with images of something else and they say, this is what I wanted to look like. They sort of wanted to look like my style. So I guess it's sort of like I see myself as an artist who designs, if that makes sense. Instead
Absolutely.
Instead of like a designer who can, I mean, I think a lot of people these days are like that. Like you see all these incredible profiles on Instagram, and people have such incredible, such strong styles. And at the end of the day, it's also just another form of art. Digital art is another form of art, but I've actually wanted to start painting again, and it's been so difficult because with the keyboard and the mouse and with technology, it's so easy just to go back and redo something if you make a mistake. And I've gotten myself paints and canvases and really been wanting to start painting again, but it's been so challenging for me to to not have that control. Like if you make a mistake, the mistake is part of it and you need to work with it. So it's been a really challenging, interesting thing for me to try and figure out. But yeah, I hope that can help.